Welcome to SDH's coverage of everything going on in USL Championship. We'll take you back over the last 7 days before we get you ready for the next 7 days. It is Team of the Week. It is Save of the Week. You've got transfer news out of Oakland. You can vote for Goal of the Week as well. Power rankings, all of that stuff. We will get you ready over the next 7 days in the USL Championship. Once again, don't forget to follow along on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram and at uslchampionship.com. Let's go over the last 7 days and show you what went down. With matches of the week, it was the end of June and the beginning of July. And in the last 7 days, let's start you off in the midweek last week. RGV with a bit of a charge. Goes to Oakland, knocks off Roots by the score of 2-0. Friday night football, Charleston Battery shuts out Loudoun at Patriots Point by the final of 3-0. And then our match of the week in the East comes from One Oak. FC Tulsa, Detroit City. Detroit City had a bit of a hot run recently. Would it continue on the road? Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at USL Championship, ESPN Plus, and YouTube.
And they will be playing in that all-black kit with the patina green numbers, and it will be FC Tulsa to get us underway here at One Oak Field, playing from left to right on your screens. To his right foot from the corner of the box, clips it into the box. There's a palm away. It's going to come to Fisher here, off the line by Tete, and a whole load of players go in, and Rutz is trying to kick at the ball, and the referee says it will be a free kick.
Defending as a team right now. Detroit City FC with a couple of really good opportunities. Again, Nelson comes up. He's beaten between the legs, but Tete following up in behind off the goal line. Here's another look at it. Great strike from Fisher down. The ball just sits right in front, allowing Nelson to come.
It's Eric Bird at the other end. Steinwasser gets a touch on it. Referee points to the spot, does he? And he's going to book Steinwasser. I think he's got his card out. And FC Tulsa have a penalty. Eric Bird has gone down. And a chance from the spot is going to be Philip Gudrun. And here's the replay with Anna Beffa.
And Bird, again, has done an outstanding job all game, getting isolated, making it difficult for Detroit City FC to defend, and ultimately it pays off here. Steinwasser has no choice but to come out, but Dave, I'm a bit...
And then from 12 yards against Steinwasser, comes up, hits it right-footed, and scores! FC Tulsa take the lead! Referee blows his whistle, the line being held on the penalty spot. There's a ball headed back, Amo Mensah headed towards goal, a second chance and in! And it's the number 15, Matthew Lewis, who brings the game level. He had a header towards goal, it was cleared away, and he thumps the ball home, and he goes to celebrate with the coach, Trevor James.
Across from Amo Mensah, the strength to get that ball back across. Lewis stayed with it after an initial save, outstanding save from Nelson. But
the line pushed to nearly the 18-yard line. And just like that, Detroit City FC, with Stephen Carroll, the captain, go into the lead. And in the 74th minute, it's FC Tulsa 1, Detroit City FC 2.
Is that you want, making your goalkeeper, Nelson, having to wonder, should I come out, should I stay? Great back post run, and Carroll, good technique, watches it all the way in. Take a special moment from FC Tulsa.
Could come right now with Moses Dyer. Gudrun pulls away. Gudrun's in there! Gudrun with a header! Gudrun with the goal! And now Marcus Epps has a little bit of space to run into down the FC Tulsa left. Finds Moses Dyer. Dyer's worked really hard tonight. Epps again. Gudrun turns. Back heel. Epps! Oh, what a goal from FC Tulsa! He was beautifully fouled by Philip Gudrun, who could do no wrong. And Marcus Epps gets his 4th goal of the season.
Outstanding. Marcus Epps, the initial ball in, and Philip Gudrum, the awareness, the creativity, and the skill, sees the run on the inside, and a clinical finish from Marcus Epps on the far post. Low and away, nothing Steinwasser can do. All FC Tulsa.
as FC Tulsa look to have a W next to a game for only the third time this season, only the second time at One Oak Field, and they have done it tonight.
Big win at the death for FC Tulsa, getting full points and carrying it through for the weekend. Now, your busy Saturday, your traditional busy Saturday, we'll run through all the final scores and get you ready for how things stand here in the East and the West. Game moved up because of storms in the Indianapolis area. Indy 11 and San Diego Loyal drew at 2s at the Mike. Traditional start times at Highmark, Pittsburgh and Lou City, goalless draw. Widener Field in beautiful downtown Colorado Springs, Switchback shut out the Miami FC by the score of 2-0. Toyota Field, San Antonio, it was San Antonio FC over Birmingham Legion by the score of 3-1. Big win in the rivalry match between New Mexico United and El Paso Locomotive. New Mexico United goes to Southwest University Park and gets the points against El Paso by the score of 1-0. Our match of the week out west comes from Irvine, California. Orange County SC and Monterey Bay. Here's your highlights once again, courtesy of our friends at the USL Championship, ESPN Plus and YouTube.
Monterey Bay, the longest string in the USL Championship with 4 in a row. Get ready to clash for the third time, and here we go from Championship Soccer Stadium on the 10th anniversary of Orange County in Irvine, California. Murphy another go at it here on a set piece. Back post, header, 1! It goes in! Hugh Roberts breaks through! His first goal in over a year puts Monterey Bay out in front 1-0.
That man there, Hugh Roberts, here it comes in. You can see from James Murphy. Puts a bit of pace on it, but gets up early as well, Hugh Roberts, but right in the corner. Goalkeeper's going backwards. Can't get on the end of it. Hugh Roberts, because he gets up early, wins the header, but it has to be perfect header in the top corner. And
Milanolowski, his brother Brian, it bounces right back to him! He hits the crossbar! Not done yet for Orange County, and it's cleared away.
That's why, but this is the one, the crossbar. This is Brian Olowski, thumps it against the crossbar. It's a great strike.
11 last year with San Diego. Goal scoring is in that. That ball's clipped in. It's loose right on the chalk and cleared away. Back on March 24th. Here's Among. Thomas Among! We are equal. He does break through. 1-1, Thomas Among makes his impact as a sub.
The last 10-15 minutes, and that has come from Mark McNulty. Gets behind Hugh.
Lamb making the run. He's unmarked. Lamb beats Siaha. Orange County has dominated the second half, and now it is Owen Lamb with his first professional goal, putting the home side out in front 2-1.
Fantastic play from Orange County. Switching had to happen, but it's that awareness of Owen Lamb coming unmarked at the far post. And there's no left fullback there, no Grant Robinson dealing with that. It's Alex Dixon who's back trying to mark down that left back position. But Siaha, you fancy the goalkeeper, could have done better in the end.
It truly is incredible, the turnaround that this group has made. Among hustling. Siaha, penalty.
Yep.
Too late on the challenge. Thomas Among draws the penalty as we hit the 90-minute mark.
He'll have to answer to the players and the coach in the locker room after this game if this ball goes in.
Thomas Among to clinch 3 points. Perfect. Thomas Among with a brace. Orange County overcomes a 1-0 deficit and now leads 3-1. Go to the corner flag. That's all you really need to do. You don't need a fourth. There's your full-time whistle. For the first time since July 24th of 2022, Orange County have come back from conceding first to win it 3-1.
pouring it on in the second half. Big win for OCSC at home. They needed full points in that one as Monterey Bay is north of the playoff bar. Cashman Field, Vegas Lights do not get the win hosting Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay gets the win in that one, 2-1. The shocker of the weekend, at the corner of 38th and Washington, Phoenix wipes out Memphis 9-1 by the score of 2-0. Goals in the 13th, 22nd, and 43rd made it 3-0 at the break. Stephen Glass makes changes with basically 30 minutes to go. It didn't help because it was goals 4 and 5 from Gallardo and Trejo that made it 5-0 going into the 60th minute. Then the final goal on the board came from Fede Varela with at the 88th minute. 6 goals on the board, 6-0 for Phoenix Rising, knocking off Memphis 9-1 on the weekend. And then your late game, Sacramento Republic and RGV, a 1-1 draw at Heart Health Park. Monday Night Football, Loudoun United at Segra beat Hartford Athletic, and their woes continue by the score of 2-1. So that sets up your standings and gets you ready for how things are heading into a very, very busy match week in the USL Championship. Eastern Conference, 3 teams at 31 points. Math at the halfway point. Who knew? Battery now with the win on top with 31 points, 9 wins, 18 matches. Pittsburgh, 8 wins. They are at 31 points, unbeaten in their last 5. They have 8 wins compared to Charleston's 9, although they do have a match in hand. And at Tampa Bay, 17 games played, 31 points as well. So Charleston, Pittsburgh, Tampa, cream of the crop so far right now in the East. Memphis had a 4-game unbeaten string snapped with the loss in Phoenix. They still have 2 or 3 matches in hand for the folks that are above them, and they're at 28 points. Lou City at 16 matches played. They're at 26 points. Their unbeaten string is now at 3. Legion's 2-game win streak was snapped last time out. They're at 22 points, so there's a bit of space between 1 through 5 and the rest of the pack. Legion at 22 points. Indy 11, they've hit each column in their last 3. They're at 20 points. Loudoun United right now, 19 matches played, the most in the Eastern Conference. They had a 3-game losing streak snap with their win last time out. They're at 19 points. Below the playoff bar, it is FC Tulsa, Detroit City, and they are both at 16 points. The Miami FC's at 13 points. They have now lost 4 of 5, 3 in a row. Hartford Athletic at 2-11-4 after dismissing Tab Ramos. They are at 10 points at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. Western Conference, Sacramento Republic, unbeaten in their last 2. They've hit each column in their last 3. They're at 33 points. El Paso with the loss had their 4-game unbeaten string snapped. They're at 30 points. San Antonio's at 28, back on the winning ways. Monterey Bay's at 26, had a 4-game win streak snapped. Switchbacks at 25 points, snapped a 2-game losing streak. They have more wins than Phoenix. Phoenix has a match in hand and 2 fewer wins at 25 points, unbeaten in their last 5. San Diego Loyal has drawn 4 of 5, believe it or not. They're at 24 points. Roots are at 23, had a 3-game winless streak snapped with the loss last time out. 3 draws and a win in their last 4 heading into that last match for Oakland Roots. That is north of the playoff bar as of right now. Orange County has won 3 in a row. They're up to 22 points. New Mexico United's won 2 in a row. They're up to 21. RGV unbeaten in their last 5. They've made a charge. They're at now 20 points. Vegas Lights at 1-9-6 through 16. They have lost 5 in a row after not getting their first win until match 11. They have now lost 5 in a row, and that's how it looks in the Western Conference. Tied as always to get into the playoffs right now. Tied as always to keep your place. Team of the Week in USL Championship presented by our friends at Konami eFootball. Philip Goodrum is your Player of the Week after leading the comeback victory with 2 goals and an assist in the match against Detroit City that you heard earlier on for the Match of the Week in the East. 67% of the ballot, 2 out of every 3 to claim the award. Thomas Among finished second on 25% with the 2 goals that you heard in their match as a second-half sub in the win against Monterey Bay. The rest of the Team of the Week, backline of 3, Connor Antley in Tampa Bay, Owen Lamb of Orange County, Eddie Manjoma of Phoenix Rising. Midfield, Patrick Seegerst of Switchbacks, Aiden Quinn of Indy 11, Carlos Harvey of Phoenix Rising, Arturo Rodriguez of the Battery, Philip Goodrum, Nick Markanich of Charleston Battery and Thomas Among. No surprise up there up top. Your bench, Alex Tambakis in net for New Mexico, Alejandro Fuenmayor for Phoenix Rising, Adrian Dispay for Indy 11, Taylor Davila for RGV, Erickson Gajardo for Phoenix Rising, Tani Oluwasei for San Antonio, and Wilmer Cabrera Jr. for RGV. Save of the Week presented by our friends at Select for Week 17. You can vote on it until Friday, July 7th at noon Eastern on USLChampionship.com, on the league social media feed, on league social media feeds, and the USL app. It's either Benny Diaz from El Paso against New Mexico, Christian Herrera for Switchbacks against the Miami FC, Tyler Derrick for RGV against Sacramento Republic, or Drew Romig for Memphis 901 against Phoenix Rising. Denial of Danny Trejo. So it's Diaz, Herrera, Derrick, and Romig. Friday, July 7th at noon Eastern time is when voting will cease. Also, it is a goal of the week for Week 17. Choices are Marcus Epps from Tulsa in the match against Detroit City, Munjoma against Memphis 901, J.J. Williams for Tampa Bay against Vegas, Taylor Davila for RGV against Sacramento Republic. So it's Epps, Munjoma, J.J. Williams, and Taylor Davila. You can vote until Thursday the 6th at noon Eastern, once again across all the USL Championship platforms, web, social media, and the USL app. So you can keep an eye on all of those news. Power rankings for Week 17. Teams starting to hit their stride. We'll give you the top 10 and the folks in the West. Tampa Bay now at the top, going up 2 spots. Riverhounds up 3 spots to 2. Sacramento is up 1 spot to 3, which meant El Paso dropped to number 4. San Antonio, big mover, up 5 to 5. Phoenix Rising up 7 from 13 to 6. Battery up 4 from 11 to 7. Lou City up 1 from down 1 from 7 to 8. Memphis 901 drops 7 spots from number 2 after the thumping in Phoenix. Number 10 is Orange County. They are up 5 from 15, which meant that Monterey Bay dropped 5. Legion dropped 3 to 12. It meant that Indy 11 also is at 15, down 1. FC Tulsa up 2 to 19. Detroit City down 4, back down to 20. Loud United is at 21. Hartford Athletic down to 23. And the Miami FC is at 24, staying at the bottom for the second week in a row. Also on the board, it is transfer news out of Oakland. Oakland Roots announce the transfer of Ethan Kohler to Werder Bremen. The 18-year-old midfielder joins them in what is referred to as a landmark moment for the club. Roots announcing that they're transferring youth international Ethan Kohler to Werder Bremen, first outgoing international transfer in Roots history, set to officially join the German club following the opening of the international transfer window in July. Joined the professional ranks with Roots prior to the start of the 23 season, made his debut in the 3-0 win against El Farolito in the Open Cup back in April, played the full 90 minutes. Prior call-up to the U.S. U19s. Now he's set to join Werder Bremen, who won the Bundesliga title on 4 occasions, most recently 20 seasons ago. The DFB Pokal on 6 attempts, most recently back in 2009. And you'll remember Werder Bremen was the home for both Aaron Johansson and Josh Sargent in the past. Kohler becomes the second youth international to make the move to a top European club this summer, as Joshua Winder, remember, was headed to Benfica earlier this month. So Ethan Kohler, the 18-year-old midfielder, goes from Oakland Roots to Werder Bremen. We'll be keeping an eye on that as we go forward. Getting you into the schedule over the next 7 days here in the first full week of July. July 4th, 2 matches. First one's at Widener Field in downtown Colorado Springs. Switchbacks hosting Monterey Bay, and Vegas Lights at Cashman Field are hosting New Mexico United. In those 2 matches, Switchbacks are a minus 123. Your draw is a plus 266. Monterey Bay is a plus 288. Lights at home are favored against New Mexico United at a plus 135. New Mexico United is a plus 166. Other action through the week. Friday Night Football, Memphis and San Antonio at AutoZone Park, 8:30 Friday night. Memphis is a minus 112. Your draw is a plus 252. San Antonio is a plus 277. A lot of action going on Saturday. Not a lot of it has to do with juice boxes at the present, but let's run it down for you. It is 7 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday night at Trinity Health. Hartford Athletic hosting San Diego Loyal. 7 o'clock at the Mike. It is Indy 11 hosting FC Tulsa. 7 o'clock at Highmark, early contender for match of the week. Pittsburgh Riverhounds hosting Sacramento Republic. 7 o'clock at Ricardo Silva, the Miami FC is hosting Phoenix Rising. Juice boxes in that one early. The Miami FC is a plus 146. Your draw is a plus 240. Phoenix Rising is a plus 163. Also on the board, 7:30 at Al Lang. Tampa Bay hosting Oakland Roots. 8 o'clock at Lynn Family. Lou City hosting Loudoun United. 8 o'clock at HEB in Edinburgh, Texas. It is RGV hosting Orange County. 9 o'clock at the Lab. New Mexico United hosting Detroit City. And at 10 o'clock at Cardinal, Monterey Bay hosting El Paso Locomotive. 10:30 at Cashman Eastern Time, Vegas Lights, and Birmingham Legion. So if you have any way to catch any of the matches in the local home market, please do so. Fantastic soccer that you get to see on USL Championship. If you are in market and cannot, follow along on local providers. If you're out of market and still want to follow along, you can do so on the local provider, or you can do so on ESPN Plus, the home of the USL Championship in a video form all season long. All the matches are on ESPN Plus. So for everybody here at SDH, that is your very, very busy week that involves action in the USL Championship. Play it safe, everybody. Enjoy the games in the USL Championship. We will catch up with you again next week.